Our next question is directed to Commissioner Sparks. It appears the fastest growing industry in Alabama right now is bingo. As governor, would you support the legalization of gambling? And if so, would legalized gambling include electronic bingo, the lottery, or full-fledged casinos? If you are opposed to legalized gambling, what steps would you take to eradicate it?
And I couldn't have wrote that question better myself. I stood on the banks of Selma, Alabama today, and I told the people of the Back Belt, you elect me governor, I want to put a casino on the Alabama River. You know that only 25% of the people that live in Mississippi go to the casinos in Mississippi. 75% of the people that go to the casinos in Mississippi come from out of state. And the majority of those come through Alabama. And just in Biloxi alone, $320 million in taxes, just in Biloxi. $980 million economic to the city of Biloxi. You doggone right, I support gambling in Alabama because it's here. Let's quit demagoguing the issue. It's here. Our state is broke. Our school system's broke. Let's give some money to Medicaid. And you doggone right, I am going to tax the gamblers that are here today. I am going to have a gaming commission that oversees all of them. And I am going to put a lifestyle education lottery in place so that we educate every child in Alabama, regardless of where you live, regardless of how much money your family makes. We're going to educate them. Let's quit fooling ourselves. It's here, and we're going to have it. When I become governor, there will be a constitutional amendment. If you want it, vote for it. If you don't, vote against it.
Congressman Davis.
Let me tell you where I agree and where I disagree. I am for regulating gambling. I'm for having a gaming commission with teeth. I'm for taxing gaming so that we do benefit from it. Let me tell you where we disagree. I'm not going to build an economic strategy for our next decade around gaming. Because I've stood on the banks of the Alabama River and Selma a time or two too, but represent the district after all. And when I look out over those banks, I see very poor but hardworking, very good families. And they do deserve things to be built on the banks of that river. But they deserve things being built on the banks of that river that can grow and sustain communities, not just for a few owners, but for all the people who are there. I look out from the banks of the Alabama River onto the families in Selma, and I see people who deserve a future built on a more secure foundation than a casino. And if you want to break this down, if you want to know if you can build an economic strategy on casinos, you don't have to go far. Go to Mississippi. Go to the Delta. Go to the poorest parts of Mississippi. You see the casinos, and you see the poverty, and you see the desperation all joined to each other. Don't tell me we can build a future on gaming. Yeah, we got to get our hands on it and make it benefit our state. Yes, we got to have a workable legal definition, because as governor, I'm not going to sacrifice precious political capital fighting the Attorney General of my state, Giles Perkins, excuse me, on an issue that's a distractor. But the question is, how do we build futures in Alabama? How do we build a sound job base? All too often, the story is told all over the country. Casinos provide a quick, short-term burst. A few people get rich. Some people who are poor spend their money when they can't afford to spend it. And communities don't change. I want to change communities. It's one of the reasons I'm running for governor. I learned you can't change communities from Washington, D.C. You need the levers of leadership in Montgomery. You need to be able to go to the Alabama Development Office, which I will do, and say that you're going to have a shift in mission. Now part of your work, Alabama Development Office, is going to be targeting an economic recruitment strategy for low-income, distressed counties around our state. We need a targeted mission statement for ADO to go into these distressed counties and put incentives on the table. We've got to build capacity. We've got to build infrastructure in these counties. We've got to strengthen their school systems. I will rest our future on stronger schools, stronger infrastructure, as opposed to casinos.
Rebuttal, Commissioner Straw.
Yes, sir. You know, Congressman, I understand that district too, because I represent them also. But you know, I also understand that the majority of those people in that district, from most of the counties, are in double-digit unemployment. Most of them don't have jobs. And for the past 7 years, I don't know anybody that's brought an industry to the Black Belt. I want to bring an industry to the Black Belt that will give those people jobs. We've been promising jobs in the Black Belt ever since I've been a little boy. Those people deserve an opportunity. And I've got the courage to put it on the... Let's go ask Haley Barber if he wants to shut down the casinos in Mississippi. You can rest assured that he don't want to send them to Alabama. No, it's not going to fix everything, but it's better than what we have today. We're broke. Our education system broke, and there's people in the Black Belt that need a job to support their families, and I'm willing to give it to them.
And I think the difference is fairly clear here. I think it's over the level of aspiration we have for the folks who live in these communities. I think the Commissioner may have misspoken for a moment when he said he knew of no new industries in the Black Belt. We have a number of new industries that formed in the Black Belt several years ago. The problem is we've lost some of what was there because of the national economy. We're going to do better. We're going to move forward if we have a governor who is committed to a genuine strategy, a genuine job growth strategy for those communities.